I hear you, Britt, but I'm assuming he was not homeless before he started his little venture, am I right? Astrophotography equipment, I would imagine, is quite costly, and setting up and maintaining a website is not free either. She rolled her eyes at me. Okay, Mr. Cynical Guy, that is true. Before launching the site, he was the owner of a genetics laboratory in California, but that's not the point. I'm assuming you will tell me the point soon. I already knew where she was going, but I wanted to see how she would get there. As a lawyer, I do appreciate a well thought out argument. The point is, it's possible. The guy had money, but to do what he did would not have taken gobs of it. Couple grand tops. He was at a place in his life where he had enough disposable income that he could take a little leap of faith, and it paid off for him. You're not doing badly right now, are you? My wife and I, we do all right. We are far from wealthy, but I get your point. She continued, you just need to find your thing, that thing that you do, that you enjoy doing, and build off that. Easier said than done, Britt. My thing? I'm almost twice your age, and I still don't know what my thing is. Well, what are you good at? What do you like doing? Britt, they won't pay me to watch TV and drink beer. Nor should they. But you have more than that. Come on, think about it. Besides, you don't want to just sit there and drink beer and watch TV. I took a long drink from my beer and tried to imagine a new career as a beer-drinking film critic. She started talking again. I can tell you that you can certainly keep a person's interest. I was surprised by her statement. What? I looked at her questioningly. What do you mean by that? I mean, for weeks now, you've been coming in here and swapping stories with me. Honestly, I look forward to seeing you and hearing about your life. What you've done, what you're doing. Okay, I will admit that the actual stories themselves are not anything that extraordinary. Thanks for that, Britt. I responded sarcastically and took another swig of my beer and was honestly maybe a little hurt by her words. I mean the way you tell your stories. Although Britt never apologized for anything, she had a way of responding to such things that they would just be all right. You really captivate your listener. Seriously, you command the room. You cannot tell me that I'm the first person to tell you that. Britt had a gift for turning an insult into a compliment. She also had a way of throwing out offhand remarks that could cause you to really look inwards at yourself. At that time, I did not think that she did this on purpose, but now I'm not so sure. Prior to that moment, I don't think anyone so blatantly said what she said to me like that before. But there have been instances in the past in which I have been aware of the fact that my words have had an impact on those around me, sometimes when I wasn't even trying. I am a relatively outgoing guy. I enjoy talking, but I hate public speaking. Actually, it's not that I hate public speaking so much as I hate just speaking to speak. I need a purpose. If I'm trying to convince you of something or engage in a debate, I have no problem doing so in front of an audience. If I'm up there alone and I'm not comfortable, as far as captivating, if I'm up there alone, I am not comfortable. As far as captivating a listener, I was not so sure about that. Trust me, Britt said. I know what I'm talking about. Why else would a pretty young girl like me agree to keep you company night after night? I thought it was my rakish charm and rugged good looks. We both had a good, hard laugh at that point. After a few minutes and a couple of hits on our respective beverages, she started again. But seriously, maybe something along those lines. Maybe you could be a writer. At this point, I was starting to feel the beers and realized it was time to head out before I arrived at the point at which I could no longer get myself home. You've given me a lot to think about, my friend. Let me see what I can come up with. With that, we said our goodbyes, and I headed home.